If you don't quit, I'm serious.
Hey, get your buddy. Get your buddy.
Hey, man, you ran into me. What the?
Hey, don't touch me. Don't touch me.
Trip his ass. Trip his ass. You.
Get out of here, dude. What are you doing? Get out of here. They're violent right now.
While the No Kings protest remained rather peaceful, agitators and bad faith actors tried to ruin it for everybody.
Just recording for her. Have a better day. Have a better day.
Where this guy, in a PT Cruiser, rolled up on protesters and tried to give them a piece of his mind, only for him to be put in his place by a local police officer and drive off.
USA! 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 USA!
In Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, Mary Moriarty would be arrested for allegedly pointing and presenting a firearm at protesters. She faces 2 charges. Bond was set at $100,000, which she would post later that day. December 19th is her next scheduled court appearance. In Thousand Oaks, Trump supporters in trucks circled round and round the protesters to do this.
We're sorry about that.
Bro, you're not sorry. You
We are.
Be sorry until I pull out my gun and shoot you. Then you be sorry. You want to get shot at by Javier Hernandez? You like that? You think it's a joke, motherfucker? These motherfuckers come from these countries and kill us. You think it's a joke? You think it's fun and game?
This man went out of his window to yell at protesters, only 2 per Poodle Mom 662 on TikTok, crash his car. Now, while the protests were very, very large.
But look, I was there today, and I made a bunch of observations. First of all, not a lot of very young people. I think that my generation saw the definitive movements of our lifetime: Black Lives Matter, Me Too, the March for Our Lives and said, okay, well, we're still watching black boys get murdered by cops. Somebody's getting put up for mayor in New York City who has a dozen credible sexual harassment allegations. We're still seeing schools get shot up. What are these protests going to do for us? You know, the boomers who came out, and there were so very many of them, they saw the Vietnam protests, the civil rights protests, and there was something tangible that came out of that. But the protests that we've seen, there's been so much great awareness that's been spread. There have been victories on a smaller level, but they haven't felt like these protests have directly led to what we are going for.
Parkland survivor, activist, and congressional candidate Cameron Kasky made you think deeper about what took place over the weekend. I would just like to give very quickly my synopsis of what I saw covering this as independent media. You could check out my coverage at youtube.com/@the-Rick-Strom-Show. It was peaceful, and a lot of folks were peeved. But I must say, in the sheer face of objectivity, the people that I spoke with, I wasn't, asking what their age was, but I would say it was a lot of millennials and up. Tons of boomers. I mean, tons of boomers. So his criticisms are spot on. I don't think any of that is, not thought out correctly. I think he is being super accurate in his takeaways from this, because it is a concern. I would also say that when I saw in the build-up to the No Kings protest how to approach this as someone who is further left than a liberal, it is to have those conversations. And so I did. But it was more so in the form of how it should be with media, asking questions. It should not be about, inserting the wrath of one's own true inner feelings. At least if you're not trying to cosplay as, a member of the media and as a journalist like Cam Higbee, who goes and takes money from a genocidal state and also the pro-authoritarian movement in this country. But I think it's important to try and bridge the gap. However, I will say the younger folks that I spoke to were, when I asked them what the Democrats could be doing better, this is a clip that's going to be put out on my independent show, probably in a few days, I would say, is what do you think the Dems could do better, and who do you want to see leading the party? And there was a large consensus of we have to move on from the Schumers of the world. We cannot have the Jefferieses in power. And I think that is certainly the way. Because when you have, not necessarily that they're elder statesmen, more so that they are so out of touch with the base and what the base wants, and really what Zoran Mamdani and a few others are advocating for are like non-negotiables outside of this country to their respective electorates. It's just bridging that gap, it seems, is becoming more and more difficult. But I also think having the conversations with those people who might be open to it is a step in the right direction. Hey, I appreciate you watching. Now, if you can, please do become a channel member by going to youtube.com/TYT Sports and clicking the join button. If that's too much for you, you can just go to tyt.com/join to become a member. It helps all of us out here at the Young Turks and keeps our network afloat. In addition, you could follow me on my socials on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Appreciate the love. Have a great day.